Hello, and welcome back to another development video. Today we're taking a look at side quests and minigames inside Village of Origins. But first, I've made some revisions to the in-game GUI. Before, I had that black circle in the top left corner that just said HP with your number and then a bar, and underneath that, your remaining secondary attack. Now, if I toggle the GUI, I have the current host in a circle with their HP depicted by a standard red bar that comes out of the circle, and your secondary attack below with a marker symbolizing the type of secondary attack. I have all the health and secondaries scaled to a standard, despite the literal numbers being different. This aesthetic difference helps to make the GUI look more constant and be less jarring. And on that note, if I toggle the GUI again, along the side, the HP of every host is stretched to match perfectly with the host square, making it look a lot prettier. Where before it was scaled based on how much someone's max HP was, making it kind of look like everyone was injured unless you had 350 HP. Now it looks a lot tidier. If I press the toggle button again, I have nothing changed to the little display on what each of the numbers do for the right mouse click. I'm hoping to maybe downscale it later, maybe make it a bit more transparent, something like that. But right now, it's as it is, and fixing this was more of a priority for me. Anyways, if I open up the game menu, the quest tab now actually does something. As you can tell by the white figures, I've not made a lot of quests yet. I can select which world's quests I am wanting to check, but the game automatically checks the world you are currently in and switches to view the quests in that world. But you can, of course, click the tabs to change them. The order of the quests is similar between each of the four worlds. The first row is for the main story quest. The second row will be for a cross-world quest, meaning you'll get the quest in one world. However, you might need to go to other worlds and interact with other people in order to actually solve that quest. Number 3 is the classic combat quest where you talk to someone and they say, hey, fight these enemies, and you say, okay. Number 4 will be special. I'll talk more about those in a different devlog. Number 5 will be a riddle. Rather than having to go and collect a bunch of items, like, hey, go and kill like 50 skeletons and bring back 50 bones, because no one likes to do that, I'll have a riddle where you might be like, oh, you need a bone, but the game won't directly tell you what you need. Number 6 is an in-world quest that is non-combative, so you'll have to do some exploration and some figuring stuff out, but it's confined to that world. And number 7 will be minigames. For the first quest, if I go and click on the castle tab, I can see that there's 2 characters here that I might need to be looking for to go and solve that quest. So I will go and warp over to the debug castle world. Since it's the debug, finding the character you're looking for is very easy. She's just right here to the left. Alongside being able to see visually from the quest tab, if I hold the search button, I can see an exclamation mark behind her signifying that she has a quest. If I talk to her, she will tell me that she needs help. And I can be a jerk if I want to, but I can also progress the story and say, how can I help you? And she'll tell me that barbarians have raided her home, and they're refusing to leave, and I need to get rid of them. I'll get a little new quest added signifier above my character. And if I go to quests now, it is no longer grayed out. And there's also an X next to the character showing that I've not completed the quest. And if I click it, it kind of tells me the same thing that Ruth told me, that there's barbarians in her house and I need to get rid of them. When this quest is not in the debug world it's in, Ruth will give like a visual indicator of where her house is. Like perhaps it'll be the 4th house to the left of the castle or something. This is sort of how they do quests in the Elder Scrolls Morrowind, where they give a landmark clue to find locations, which I really like with games, and it makes things feel more explorative. Right now the barbarians are just up north. Once I defeat all the barbarians, a boss who has a strength and defense boost, making them a harder final enemy. But when you defeat them, the quest log will update, letting you know that you can report back to Ruth. When you report back that you have defeated the barbarians, Ruth lets you know that you can come by her house anytime to have some pie. The game tells you that the quest is completed, and you will also get some extra EP. If I quickly reset and walk back over to where Ruth is, you can see that now she's at her house. And there's some pie that you can eat, and it restores 25% of your HP. And if I hold the search key, she will have a crown behind her, signifying that she is a special NPC, but not specifically linked to any quest, shop, or minigame anymore. This result shows the purpose of solving quests. You get EP, as well as unlock some more opportunities in the overworld to help you in the game. I'll have a warp portal right outside of Ruth's house, and every time you go to the castle, you can quickly just stock up on some pies. The other side quest, the riddle side quest, is in the mountain world. We can see a child oracle. You can kind of tell that she might be an oracle, because if I swap to the oracle host, well, you can see some similarities. And she also is perpetually healing. I'll have some kind of notes on later. It'll be for a different quest there. But anyways, if I talk to Annabelle, the child oracle, she notices that our soul does not match our body. Because of that, she thinks that we may be able to help her find 2 objects that she has been looking for from a vision that she has. But she believes those 2 objects are not from this world. So she tells us of a mystical dirt where crops seem to grow without the aid of mages, and also of a piece of thin wood painted green that many cling to. And if I go to quests, I can view that peculiar vision, where we can reread that clue. Oh, and yeah, like, I can see that I complete the quest in the other world too by the check mark. I forgot to show that. Anyways, so we have those 2 clues. And if I say, okay, I think I might have that, I can talk to her again and say, I have found what you have described. And this brings us to a very debug setup here, where I can scroll through all my items and then select the items that are there. I think this is a fun alternative to the collection quests where you have to grind 100 apples or something instead of just finding 2 items or however many for the riddle based on clues. Currently, I have around 6 different object riddles, allowing for some variability if you replay the game. Just like each host has a unique variable number corresponding with an image index, each item also has a variable number corresponding with the image index. So all this code is doing is checking to see if the 2 image indexes correspond with the numbers that are set when you unlock the quest, letting me just kind of have like 2 if statements rather than several nested if statements. The last quest I've added is a minigame in the Isles. Here we have Sean the Fisherman. The first time you play, it gives you a little how to play tutorial, telling you how to lower the line and how to raise it, and the amount of points that each fish has. Based on how many points you get when you go fishing, you will get that amount back in EP. The game's really fun, and like it shows like the legs of the host you're currently being and the fishing rod. It's a lot of fun, and it maneuvers really well, and you get different boosts and everything. So when you finish, the camera pans up, and it counts all the fish that you have, as well as it shows on the bottom left your current score. I got 98, And Sean says, better luck next time, and if I beat the score of 150, he'll be sure to give me a special reward. I definitely intended to get gold when I tried it, when I recorded it, but I failed. I got a bronze, and I was kind of upset. And then I was like, oh no, what happens if I can't get 150? Because I just kept failing. But I know I got 150 before, so I was like, I should be able to do it. So I tried again, and I also didn't get gold, and I was like, oh, okay. I got silver. But third time's the charm. I did get gold, which makes it look like I intended to get one level trophy every single time, which I definitely didn't intend to. I just happened to do slightly better each time. Anyways, once you get gold, which is the equivalent to completing the quest, Sean will give you a fishing rod as a reward. And once you have the fishing rod, random bubbles will appear in different areas of water, and you can right-click on those bubbles, and it'll give you a random amount of fish. Once you beat the minigame, you can silver play it to get more EP if you ever want to. Completing enough quests unlocks the Spy, who has a basic attack that is a charged attack. If you just press it, she swings her briefcase. If you charge it halfway, a mech dragon comes out and attacks as a ranged attack. And if you charge it, a mech butterfly circles the player, damaging enemies around the active player. Her special is the same 22 ammo that the Wrangler uses. While the Spy is the only host specifically linked to doing X amount of quests, other hosts can be unlocked by doing certain things in the overworld that are only doable after completing certain side quests. An example of this is the Metallurgist, who is a robot that can also use magic. The Metallurgist spawns in metal balls as their secondary attack, and their basic attack is magnesis to push or pull these balls, which serve to attack enemies. I base this idea off of that one exploit in Divinity 2, but notably less broken. I'll keep doing quests, but will not showcase most of them since they'll be fairly similar. And I want there to be some mystical or some unfamiliarity when you play the game. Instead, I will be looking at other features to showcase while I still continue to add the quests. Thank you again for watching, and have a wonderful day.